Ah, awesome.
Which I feel like when you look at her 5 years to be there every day for you, she played through a pandemic, the injuries of hockey and everything. What does that say to this point that she's been there
Yeah.
every game?
That's a lot of time with Mannon McMahon, isn't it? 5 years every game. It's awesome. I mean, that's a warrior right there. Taking care of herself is critical to being able to play consecutive games, and it doesn't even guarantee it, right? So I think that's a ton of experience in our captain and a great role model to everybody else of what it looks like to be a Bulldog hockey player off the ice, away from the rink, throughout the week, how she works, and ultimately able to wear that jersey that many times for us.
She told us in the podcast about her one close call before a regional against Minnesota.
You gotta enlighten me. I don't know all these stories.
Sue apparently had to drive her down from Duluth because she had gotten the flu or something. It sounded like she had a flu game.
Okay. I remember now maybe a room to Mannon had her own room because she was maybe sick. We were containing it. Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Remember how she played that day?
Was it the regional? Which game was it?
Which Minnesota? The Clarkson. It was before the Clarkson.
Oh, it was last year?
She said regional and Ritter against Clarkson.
Okay, that was last year then. Yeah. Well, we won, so she must have done fine.
What's it being a player like that, who's now your captain, that is willing to do whatever it takes to be out there?
Yeah, that's gutsy. That's not surprising at all, and I think everybody on our team would do the same. And that just speaks to, her leadership, what she's learned from people that have come before her, and just what our team is all about. I think most of them would be begging Suze to drive them down to figure it out, to get into that game. But I think any game, that's just what our program's about.
She's one of the seniors, four, right? Four seniors this weekend that you guys are honoring. What do you remember most about Mannon over these 5
Wow, this is a press conference on Mannon, huh? I didn't know it was going to be solely about her.
We'll get to other people too.
What am I going to remember? I'm going to remember a lot of things. I was wondering which game it was that you were talking about because, she had a huge goal against Minnesota in the regional final the year before. So I couldn't remember if she was sick for that one. But, no, I think it's every day. I spend every day with these guys, so seeing them on a daily basis and knowing how much she has developed over time. Like, I remember Mannon when she was a freshman, and she would hardly say boo, to watching her develop as a person and player, who she is now, a fantastic leader, a great role model to everybody else on our team of what it takes to be successful in this league, what it takes to consistently play at a high level for 5 years. She's a great student. She's going to walk out of here with a graduate degree from our MBA program. She's been a huge part of all of our success. So there's not one thing I would say. It's just everything, and it's the culmination of a lot of hard work, a lot of years through pandemics, like you said, and getting to this point. And we're not done yet. So yeah.
A lot of hockey.
Yes.
Left
Yes.
To come. Brees Hunt, this has been your only season coaching her. You've seen her a lot over the years here.
Yep.
In the WCHA, she just had the big offensive weekend. Maybe not just looking at the goals, what has she meant to the program this year coming in as a fifth-year senior?
A massive addition to our program to jump in and be in the top 6 on our depth chart right away. And obviously put the puck in the net, but she's a great person. I think has added tremendous value to our group, just having that 4 years behind her, whether it's here or not. She's mature. She's seen a lot of things. She's pretty even-keeled in her demeanor and the way she approaches life and hockey. And I think it's been fun watching her develop her game while being here. From September to now, I've seen a ton of growth. in her overall game and her 200-foot play, which we talk about a lot here. And I'm excited for her, with this next month or so of season left and what's beyond that for her.
He says when you exclude her goal scoring, but the team is having trouble scoring goals. You don't want to exclude anything.
We could talk about her goal scoring, sure.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
She's going to score all the goals in the weekend. It's okay if she scores enough.
As whoever, me, John, whoever's scoring, I'm happy as long as they're going in. But that was a great performance for her last weekend when we needed it. St. Thomas played us tough. And, those were some really pretty goals, but also from hard work. That's where I see development in her game, just, the willingness to challenge somebody one-on-one and come out with the puck and create space for herself and her line mates. She's always known where to go, I think, to finish, but it's those other elements of her game that are pretty exciting, and she's only getting better.
You said at the beginning of the year she has offensive upside compared to her 4 years of statistical output at Bemidji, but did she exceed even your expectations to this point?
Yeah, I wasn't predicting a five-goal weekend, but we'll take it. And I think that speaks to our team here and, playing with really good players who can complement her, create space for her, think the game as quickly as she does and at a high level. So I assume she's having a lot of fun. She's over here behind the curtains, and she'll tell you about that in a few minutes, but I assume she's enjoying it.
St. Cloud, you're going to see him again in 2 weeks. You know that, no matter what building you're going to see him in. Does that change anything for you from a preparation standpoint, knowing you're going to see the exact same opponent for a best of 3 in 2 weeks?
One game at a time. I'm just thinking about Friday night and getting our team ready for that one game, and I think that's how we have to approach it because we're still in the regular season. We're still battling for points. We're battling for home ice. We're battling to get in the NCAA tournament. The more you look at it like this long-term 4-game, 5-game series, I think you let things slip. So just trying to focus on one game at a time. Knowing that we're going to see him in a couple weeks, I think we get better every time we play, so I'm not sure that it'll be the same team necessarily.
What do you know about him? Because you guys saw him in December, split with them. Where does your team kind of match up well against that?
Yeah, I think they are having a good season. They have good goaltending. They have good structure. And they're very disciplined in their structure. So you're not going to find a lot of openings. In particular, like odd man rushes are tough to come by because they usually have 3 people back, sometimes 4 back. So they're structured defensively, and they make it hard to play against. Like I said, there's just not a lot of space out there. What I like about us, though, I think we're also very structured. I think we bring a tough brand of hockey just like they do, and we do have kids that can put the puck in the net, and we have great goaltending too. So I think it'll be a great matchup. We're excited to see them again. That certainly wasn't our best back in December, and that feels like a really long time ago. We've watched a lot of their film over the second half and feel like we have a good understanding of what their game plan is, and we'll be ready to go.
Talk about zooming in on one game at a time and just taking it step by step. Where is an area that you want to see improve, at least going forward?
Yeah, I think in general, we want to play 60 minutes hard. I think we can start better than we did last weekend, so coming out of the gates quickly, and finishing, we say start fast, finish faster. So that's something that I would like to see out of our group. I thought, we dealt with some adversity last weekend. That's just the way it is when you're on the road. And I think our group came together and overcame that and turned it on when we needed to and locked the gates when we needed to. So I think we're an experienced team now this far into the season. And are there areas of improvement? Always. But I really like how we're playing. I like our focus throughout the week. I think we're making sure that our players are taking care of their bodies and their minds at this time of year. That's really important. And I'm just excited for us to be able to get out there and get another opportunity at St. Cloud. Good. Thanks, guys.
Reese, before we get to all the goals you scored last weekend, John will ask you about it. Reese, I want to important. The goals. Well, I'm curious. I think I know the answer to this. What's important for you, talking to you this season, is such why you came to UMD. Like the goals are great, but how big is it for you to be on a team right now that's competing for home ice in the WCHA playoffs? The big series this weekend against St. Cloud will lock that possibly up, and also contending for an NCAA tournament berth. That's a big reason why you came here, right?
Yeah, definitely a big reason. Although I've been around the league for a lot of years, this is definitely something new to me, and it's fun and exciting where our team is at and what we're working for. So I think it's just motivating, but definitely a big reason I came here, so it's fun to be living that out now.
Your freshman year, Bemidji, were you guys challenging UMD for home ice that year? I'm trying to remember.
We were here at UMD,
You were here,
yeah, and we
series.
played them. I think we went to game 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had some big goal or something like that. I remember.
I think I did.
For you, has this season lived up so far to what you hoped for coming to UMD?
Yeah, I think it's exceeded expectations for sure. No complaints. It's been amazing, and I'm super happy to be here.
What has been like the most amazing part? The goals, the contending for, national tournament and such? What has been the best part?
I think it's just like inside the locker room, the girls, the group we have. It's a very high compete, high expectations group of girls, and I think that comes from our coaches. So, like, that's something that you don't experience until you're here. And I think that's just been the biggest thing for me and something I've really, really enjoyed so far.
You put those away, you nice to beat those top teams a few times. Now,
Yeah.
St. Cloud has been below you most of the time in their history until this year. Now it's a real challenge. And of course, they come off this with an easier weekend next weekend, and you got the Gophers. So it's kind of an interesting finish because it looks like both your teams are right in the middle together.
Yeah, for sure. I think they've kind of shocked the hockey world this year, and they're a great team, and they've done well. Any matchup is a big matchup for us, so we'll take whoever we need these last few games. But I feel good about who we got.
I had a source tell me that there were a couple of UMD hats that were flung on the ice on Friday after you scored that third goal. What's that like? You complete a hat trick and you're in somebody else's building, and there's a couple of Bulldog fans that chuck their hats on the ice.
Yeah, I think I could tell you the 3 people that threw their hats, but it was very nice. Yeah, that's cool to see.
Who were the 3 people?
I think it was a dad, Grace's dad, a professor who comes to all our games, and I don't know, maybe another dad, probably.
Someone else, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get to keep the hats?
No, I didn't, but I think they did get their hats back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Clara, what did you see out of Reese at St. Thomas last weekend? It was allowing, and your line in general was allowing you guys to have the success you had.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that stands out to me about Reese is just her goal scoring ability. Like, people can be in the right place at the right time but not put those pucks away. So it's really special what she was able to do last weekend, and also just like getting to those spots. Like, she always seems to be in the right spot in the right time, which shows just a lot of like maturity and like knowledge of the game. So that's cool to see, cool to learn off of.
What's come together this year, Reese, to allow for this explosion for goal scoring compared to your first 4 years at Bemidji? Is it the teammates you're playing with? Is it just kind of this is the way it is? How can you explain that?
I think it's definitely just the quality of players I'm playing with. My line mates, my teammates, it's a testament to them and how good they are. And then as well, I think the coaching. I've learned a lot this year, and a lot about just putting yourself in the right position and how to find that open space. So I think it's just a mixture of both things. But overall, I'd say the players I'm able to play with now.
Morris said she thinks you're enjoying yourself and the goals you're scoring. Obviously, the winning helps, but is that one of the reasons you came here is to score more goals and to be more involved offensively?
Yeah, I was hoping the offensive goals and assists would definitely come and I could help this team out. I wasn't sure what that would look like exactly, but I think, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun, and I think that definitely helps to on-ice success.
When you scored the 4, which one was your favorite?
Oh goodness. I think maybe the first 3. It was like 3 line goals, so all of us were in on them. And then that last one was just kind of a lucky break, but the first 3 was all my line mates, Clara and Liv, so I was happy to see them and I come together and score some goals.
Manon, your captain Manon is approaching the consecutive games streak this weekend for UMD. Can you guys put in perspective how hard it can be to play and be in the lineup for 164 consecutive games?
Yeah, I think staying healthy is like, people might take it for granted, but it's really amazing. Like, you look at players who have been injured and have gone through so much. So those of us who have been able to stay healthy and play consecutive games are just so blessed to be able to do so and not have to go through that hardship. So I feel like it's super cool to see like how she's gotten herself there, but also just like it's something to be thankful for too.
Yeah, I think that also shows like the work she puts in outside on ice stuff. Like, she takes care of her body. She puts in extra work. She comes in on Sundays, so that's also like something that she's given herself the power to do and play all these consecutive games.
Like, Clara, is this your last go, or you got more eligibility?
I have a 5th year too.
Anything else for him? Okay, nope. Okay, we're kind of done.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.